Hello, and welcome to Farthest Frontier. So, there is some good news, and there's some, well, possibly bad news. it depends how things go. Just want to check. Yeah, I'll explain the bad news in a bit, but the good news, because everyone likes to hear good news, is I've made a lot of progress over here. So, we've got a little windy staircase here going on. The idea being that if we do get attacked, I mean, yeah, the plan is basically to put all the important buildings up here. Then, in theory, we'll end up with, any raiders, private armies, whatever. They'll go wandering up this windy road and the towers would take pot shots at them. I mean, this place over here is to be it was basically going to be plan B, and I think this is going to be, well, this is not, I think it was going to end up as plan C, basically. I was trying all sorts of things because I didn't think this was going to work, quite frankly, but, you've got to try. So, yeah, I mean, I've managed to make quite a bit of progress here. It's not quite finished because there's not a big enough gap between, say, this level here and this level here. If somebody comes along here and wants to go up there, they tend to just hop straight up, so I need to find a way to get this lower without allowing somebody to just literally climb up right up to here, for instance. The trench that I'm trying to build here is just taking forever and a day. I mean, there is quite a drop from, like, say, that height there to that height there. And the plan would have been to have towers along here at a higher height that you can't really easily get to. But yeah, that is taking quite a while. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is I might have broke the game. Yeah, you might notice that there's a lot of little red icons above the towers here. And that is because I can't afford to pay for anything. I've run out of money. There's no more surface mines, or specifically gold mines. I've got deep mines for gold, but they produce so little gold. I'm struggling to break even. And I've hardly got any gold left at all. So what I've done is I've pulled everybody out of the towers to try and save some money. I mean, it was getting bonkers. I mean, I was getting to something like maybe 16, 20,000 gold I had at one point, and now I'm down to hardly anything. It seems to be costing so much money to not only keep the guards going, and I don't really have that many of them, but also to pay for the repairs of buildings. I mean, I think there was a tower back here or something. I think that one needs to be repaired. So it's kind of stuck there. It's saying it needs 4 gold ingots. There's a crypt here that needs 6 gold ingots. So yeah, there's a few times where we've been up and down in terms of the gold supply, but I now reached the point where all I've got left is, let's see, we've got a gold mine up here. That produced 24 gold last year. Despite all these people here spending most of their time doing something else. I mean, they're saying they're transferring goods, but I dispute that. They don't take their gold anywhere. The gold ends up here. Somebody else comes along and picks it up and takes it somewhere else. So what these people do is to actually, I mean, that saying is 1% idle. That's working. So working 0%. Basic needs 13%. Transferring goods. I mean, that's, to me, is just nonsense, because there's a lot of time where it's like, hey, like there's somebody seeking food, for instance. Now, a lot depends. See, she's all the way over here, which okay, I suppose that's not so bad. If she's working there and she's seeking food from there, she's got to go home to get it. And now she's back off to mining up. I'm quite tempted to just keep an eye on what these folks are doing, quite frankly. Because the bigger problem that I see was that if they've got to go somewhere to get a coat, for example, they'll be coming all the way over here. So, I mean, we do produce food locally. Although, to be fair, they've got markets here, so they should be going out getting most of the resources. But they don't get tools, they don't get clothes. I mean, they're another place that makes money, but I'm seriously struggling to even try and break even. So I don't know what's going to happen if we're just coming into the spring. If we could, this is another thing I'm not overly fond of with the game, is that there's no, it's like recycling of the armor and the weapons. So I've let a whole bunch of people go as guards working in these towers, and I suspect I've lost all of their bows, their arrows, their armor, their swords, shields. I suspect the whole thing might have all been lost, in which case when a new set comes along, so like if we get an invasion, I'll have to start putting people back into these places as a quick measure. But it's a lot of like resources to be lost to try and save some money, so it needs a lot more thought. And the other problem is there's no easy way. I mean, like, if I come to the town here, there's usually an option here where I can just click on the bell and it pulls a load of people into the town, and then when we're finished I can just clear them out and tell them to leave. There's no simple way to do that with towers, for instance. I have to literally go around every single tower to basically get them to leave, and then I'm going to have to go through every single tower to put them back again, which seems kind of bonkers. The other problem I've got is that even though the towers aren't doing anything, they've got a monthly upkeep of about 12 gold. So I might have to get to the point where I'll have to start destroying towers, and they're not cheap to build because you've got to build them at a low tier 1, I think. Then you've got to upgrade them to tier 2. So it's kind of like I feel as if I'm back to the original problem of this game, which is that you just run out of resources. It's as simple as that. There was before we got these deep mines, you had an issue where you would run out of resources, gold being a big problem. And that was it. It was basically game over, because I've got the same issue now. I mean, if we go over to the trading post here, for instance, I mean, I've got quite a lot of swords that I can sell, but quite often of late I've been finding is these sort of high value products are only available for sale at a very low price. Things like furniture, which is quite interesting. I was expecting them to go for a good price, and I think they sell for about like 5 gold, which is, it's worth next to nothing. So unless you get somebody coming along who wants to buy the things that you've got for sale and they're willing to offer you a decent price for them, it's a big problem. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, you see, there's nothing here I can see. That would have been a good price, but I'm not making enough of these tools. These go for a reasonable price, but you can see that they're going at a much lower market value. I've got a lot of stone, for example. Again, that's going at a lower value. I'm reluctant to sell those sort of things. So yeah, it ends up as being a big lucky draw, basically, as to how long you can actually survive once you're no longer producing gold, because those deep gold mines they're next to useless as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the coal one, this coal one here is still bugged. We haven't had an update. I'm still on 0.9, 0.6e, I think it is. Now, that one's saying production halted. Now that's understandable, because I've put the cap back on again. So it's going to come back down once we are at about, say, let's put it, say, 2000. Because this is what got me into this bug in the first place. I was also running out of grain and that was having a knock-on effect of flour and wheat. So I've since added in another farm somewhere down here. I think it was, or was it down there? It's down here. Yeah, I've built some extra farms down here. And I've put in these extra meat houses. I've moved the meat houses around the corners just so that I could get those done. Over here, for a long time I've had a problem with iron ore. So what I've since done is I've built this new foundry here. Now, I've been playing around with these ratios because in previous playthroughs I found they just did not work at all. They were next to useless. On a 1-to-1 ratio, you'd expect, well, if you've got the iron ore and you've got the coal, you'll make the iron ore. If on the other hand you've got the gold and the coal, you'll make gold. It seems pretty straightforward, and you do it on a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, if you alter those ratios to say, well, I want you to focus, twice on iron versus gold, you'd expect them to be working on iron. But then what I was finding is they were just sitting around doing nothing. They'd make something, and but they'd end up spending a lot of time doing next to nothing, even though they had the resources. So now we've got hardly any gold ore at all. I'm down to about 9 gold ore. I had quite a lot of iron ore. So I've been changing these ratios. We're now on about 3-to-1. At one point I was on 5-to-1, and it does seem to have been helping, because the iron ore now, that was up to about 4, maybe 500. The problem now is we're just not making enough iron ore. I've basically burned through whatever resources I've had, so I've created a new iron mine over here. Just checking. Yeah, they're fully occupied. So there was at some point there was a coal mine over here which has since depleted. I've got a clay mine added in over there, but I'm going to have to start looking around for more iron. I'm going to have to chat, see if he's got anything interesting. So yeah, at least I can sell that off, but you can see I've got a lot of this, but it's worth next to nothing. Now that's interesting, because I'm sure at one point these were selling for about 5 gold. I mean, they're offering me 31, which isn't bad, but it's at a very, very low price, which doesn't seem all that appealing. And I've also found there seems to be a big delay between, if I tell this to transfer gold over to here, to the town, there's a big delay before that actually happens. It's kind of weird. You see that'll suddenly drop in the amount that's in the town hall, or the trading centre rather, and then nothing will show up here. Then all of a sudden it'll appear after a while, and usually by the time I'm updating this, you've got like guards leaving or whatever. Things aren't getting paid for, and it's causing a lot of problems. So it'd be great if you had some sort of like automated system. Now this time round, I feel lucky because I've got about 5 of these I could sell. So if I can sell them to him, so that's about 1,400. And I can sell some of these as well. And then the question is, that's another thing why people have been getting unhappy, is because of spices. And as far as I'm aware, we can't make spices ourselves. But it's a requirement, I think, in some of the top tier houses. I mean, I'd love to be able to get rid of some of this sand, but nobody seems interested in that of late. Right, we'll see where we get to, but yeah, it is quite possible that we could just literally break, because there's just nowhere I'm seeing where I can fix this problem of a lack of gold. So, out of curiosity, I mean, you all see it. I mean, they're spending a long time gathering ore. The reason I was going to check on the actual coal mines was because usually they produce quite a bit of resources in comparison. I'm just going to have a look, because I think I've got a sand one. So that's a deep mine for sand. So you can see, I mean, they've managed to produce about 268. And they're on a similar sort of thing where they're spending a lot of the time supposedly transferring goods, but I don't. I mean, where are you going?
Need anything?
Yeah, see, they're shelter stocking, so this is the downside. So they're not close to a house, so they're going to spend a lot of time wandering, basically.
Aye.
They're off to seek tools, so they're going to have to probably go and look, because I don't think the market sell them. So that was mainly the reason why I was building places like this. The expectation is you'd be able to get, you know, people living here. You're close to where you live, and then you'd be fine. But I didn't factor in things like, well, what about clothes? What about tools? That's causing a big problem for me. Well, that's the one that's on pause. So I'm just going to go around and check and see where I've got iron mine. Oh no, that's interesting. It doesn't stick to a specific type of mine, which is a pain. Right, so they should be within range of both. So there's still quite a reasonable amount there, but I think I'll go and have a look on the map. Yes, there's the one up there. There's one down here. Ah, so that's a deep mine. Trouble is, the deep mines are about 1,000 gold. Yeah, that's set for immediate repairs. Just got me puzzled as to why I can't afford that many people, to be honest. There's a cap on the game at the moment for 1,500 that I've got, because the game is, I've noticed it's very slow to load. It's very slow to load, and it's actually, I mean, the computer that's running this is running, it's really struggling to play it back as well. But yeah, for now, my bigger concern is how long I can last. So you can see people are at the moment going up there, so I need to find a way to try and drop this level a bit. That might be a bit lower there. So this is stuff that I've been doing off camera, basically, because it gets a bit monotonous even for me to actually do it, let alone people to watch. But this whole area has been getting flattened as well. I've just been working my way to set this up as a sheer cliff, and then the idea is there'll only be one entry point into the building, or the buildings, I should say. It just depends on whether we can survive much longer. Right, let's go and have a look and see what these lot are up to then. So you're shelter stocking. Okay. You're seeking food. Right, so you must live nearby, so that's a good sign.
Hello there.
You live nearby as well. So it's got me puzzled that. As you can see, I mean, we've got all of these people. So what's it like? Say there's 16 people working here. And yet they're seriously struggling to produce anything. Travelling 16%. So that's got me intrigued. I mean, if I have a look on the statistics, if we go to resources, gathering and mining. So yeah, we've produced about 99 gold. We're going to consume a lot more than that. Whenever there's any damage to buildings, it's got to get fixed, and quite a lot of these buildings seem to need gold. I mean, if I have a look at here, I've got like a lot of people in the labour force now. I've got a cap of up to 200 people for buildings. So what's for doing building, but for some strange reason nobody seems interested in trying to fix this. So it says they need 2 stone. We've got over 865. So you think somebody could just come along out of that? You know, you've got the pool for it. You've got plenty of. You can have up to 200 people, but we're we're getting less and less builders now. So you think surely somebody could just suddenly pop on a builder's hat, go and pick up the stone there, because there's 3, and use it to fix this place. Now fortunately that's now been... See, that's another thing. So I'm gonna take them out, because as I say, I'm trying to save money, and I need to save a lot. I think there's been 2 private armies that I've paid off, so I lost somewhere in the region of about maybe 8,000 gold. Oh, it's actually looking better now. Yeah, they're walking to the far end now. Right, okay. In which case, if that's the right height, then... Right, so if we do it from there... That's all I'm doing, is I'm just picking the higher point. All the rest of the cells that I can select are at a slightly lower height. So in theory, it should bring that one down a bit. It'll lift these ones up slightly, so there's a lot of repetition. I mean, there's some areas like up here where there's just a slight gap, and it's like, I don't want to just keep doing that all of the time. I'll just do what I feel can be done, and then that's it. But that should be almost done then. And then I've been doing, basically just going around this sort of area just for the sake of completeness, really, to try and get this whole area flattened. It's not really necessary, but gives these folks something to do. It's interesting, this is the only game I know that actually pauses when a game's being saved. Oh, look at that. How much I know you've got? 801. It's right in that tree. So if I dig up that tree, in theory, is that going to give me all of the iron ore? I'm curious. It's that one there, isn't it? Well, that's more or less flat. So I think what I'll do, right, oh, we're down to 1,000 gold now. Put that road there. I've got to go and fill up the piggy bank. Put that road there. Oh, Craig, that's a wibbly wobbly. Oh, we can't be having that. Oh, no. I'm not going to have a wibbly wobbly road again. Can't be doing that. That's not acceptable. Oh, if only I'd lined it up with that one. Bicycles. No. Be interesting to see where people are coming all the way from there. Right, anyway, I need to fill up the piggy bank, otherwise we're going to get big problems. So I've got a bit of money to keep me going for a while anyway. Out of curiosity, I'm going to see what happens this time. So if I click on confirm, see, there you go, it's working now. It's immediately topped it up to 2,000. While I've been doing this off camera, it just takes forever and a day to update the town supply of gold, which is bizarre. Run another section to there, so at least it's a nice straight line for them. Then if we go from there to there. Right, what happened to you then? That is something I'm going to have to accept. I really don't think there's anything I can do. Now, I do have some condemned buildings, so there's that there, and that there. What I've been doing is I've been tweaking the wall here, because there's something weird going on. I haven't been able to get, I've been able to build in here, but then I can't get people to get access again. Now I can't build in there. I can't build in there. But yeah, the downside is people can't then get access to there. So let's get them to build one. If I build it, this is a drawback. I'm tempted to move things. Yeah, I think this might be the solution then. Let's move these back a bit. So then what I'll do is I'll rip that outer wall down there, and then I'll run another inner wall. This will become the, well, it'll stay the outer wall, but then I'll have a new inner wall here. I think that might be the better way, because I just haven't been able to fix this problem where I did manage to get some extra sections in here, but then nobody could get in to fix them, and you just keep getting this warning that the building's condemned, which is a pain. Let's move you to there. Now that, let's move that. I was going to say let's move it there, but I can't because it's not flat. Let's get them to work on that section there then. So it's not too bad. I mean, as long as folks are going in the direction I had envisaged, so they'll be coming up here, then going all the way up there, along there. So that gives the towers a lot of like opportunities to just take pot shots at them. And it'll be interesting to test that out, assuming, that's a big assumption, we can keep this going. Right, so the busy working on that. Let's just prioritise that, try and get that finished off. Alright, we're getting into winter, so I'm probably not in my interest to do any more like terraforming stuff. May not be too bad around here because it's within the city and folks might be close by. Right, so if we get them to... I can do some of it now, I suppose. So if we go from there to there, then we'll get from there to there. Then I'll just rip this outer wall down. It's not going to be as good because I don't know. I don't know if they'll still walk around the pond. That was one of the very, very useful things I found about this, was that instead of hitting this outer wall here, they're coming along here and then going all the way around, and they're getting, you know, there's the tower over here and there's the tower over here. Suddenly catches the raiders' notice, and then all of this, it takes a lot of the pressure of it, all of them suddenly ending up at the gate, basically. But otherwise, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's very, very difficult. I mean, that to me looks like a sheer drop, and I'm seriously reluctant to touch it. This, you make one slight tweak and then it just completely wrecks the things. So it's like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to leave it alone. As long as people can walk up and down, I'm not too fussed. I think the curiosity I've got now is what effect that'll have on, say, like cavalry units, because they seem to they don't seem to have any impact, the towers, on them for some strange reason. So because it's got this long route, I don't know if it's going to make much difference against cavalry units, but in theory you'd have to have a battering ram would have to have a long, slow walk all the way up here. Now what catapults? I don't know if a catapult could basically station itself here and then start taking pot shots over there, because I've noticed the towers can't reach there, which is interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, that. Now,
hello.
So you're a labourer, okay. Blimey, that was quick. Yeah, they've been building this little wall here quickly. Oh, that's cute. Cool. Right, so the forges. Now are they? Yeah, they're still working. Because I was thinking of basically taking people off that job. Because I was getting to the. I mean, I managed to get about 5. Yeah, a ratio of 5 to 1. I was ending up with hundreds of like iron ingots. I mean, they were literally doing. They basically solved one of the biggest problems I've had in like a bajillion years. I mean, I think we're still. Yeah, we're in the year 290 now. But yeah, by putting that one there, I think there's two. There's 2 of these that are upgraded, so that's just a tier 1 version. That one is also only focusing on iron. But I'm pretty sure that in a previous playthroughs, the reason I've never touched this is just because in previous playthroughs, I'm pretty sure if you set the ratios like that, they would make some iron. Then they just sit around and do nothing. Just zip nada. It's like, well, all I want you to do is just focus on iron, nothing but iron. And they just didn't do it. And I think we had something similar for a while with these folks. Over here. Where they haven't been producing trees for a long, long time. Or it looked as though they did, but the trees weren't growing. So that was a big problem, because then you would run out of logs. Of course, I've now got a massive amount of logs, so I've had to... It's the first time I've done this where I've actually put limits on a specific stockyard. So these have got their own limit as to how much logs and how much sand they'll hold. Because otherwise they've just got full. So the sand's gone somewhere else. Just to take the pressure off them. The only drawback is now they've run out of sand, I think. It's like... Okay. Right, we hit a cap on glass. It's on glassware, it seems, for some reason. So where is glassware? I'm trying to find that. Ah, there you go. So that's got a cap of about 1,000. Okay. We're going to wait until we're on 500. That's curious, actually. Alright, yeah. I was wondering if that cap was affecting the overall storage, as in there's some of it's stored in the actual trading centre. Some of it's stored in the various supply storage that we've got out there. Right, can I move that now? Yeah, I'll just plonk that there. Then I'll free that up. And then I'll be able to build that. In which case, there's no point keeping these. Ooh, don't want to do that. Try that again. So, right, we'll salvage them. I'm going to leave that one there. Otherwise, I think they'll just run through. If we do say that, oh, that's too much. Take them out as well. Now that's a weak point at the minute, but hopefully we'll get that fixed. And it's on the other side anyway. Take them out. Then I'll just take that out. So in theory, all of these... now none of these are accessible. Fudgesicles. Man, I can't win. Take that out. I've got to make them... Actually, I haven't said that. We take that one out and that one out. Let's try and find somewhere. So I can't build there, but I can build there. Can't build there. So if I put that one there, let's get them to build it there. So in theory, they'll see like a double wall and say, no, I'm not going there, and work the way around. Oh, now that's interesting. They can't get into there, can they? Move that there. Move that along as well. Yeah, it's just made me realise if you can't get access to... I might have to... We'll see. We shall see if it complains. So now 118.20 gold. Have we got an actual one getting built there though? Right, over here. Right, let's get some more people working in there then. Right, so that's all upgraded. Now I've got a stone route through there. Need to work on this one. I mean, since I've got that wibbly wobbly road going, this isn't so important now, but I'm going to leave it. I'm thinking of, like, as you can see, there's a lot of people going in and out. So it might be in my interests to leave that sort of thing in and kind of encompass this all within a wall. My only, because I mean, if you're going to break through a wall over here, or down here maybe, I mean, you're going to hit this sort of area here anyway. You'll have to come past here, because so far there's either, sometimes you get like an army builds up here, so they're more likely to go there. I'll get armies over here, so again they're more likely to go over here. And then there's usually armies form up here or around here. Now they either go to here or to here. So touch wood, nothing's actually formed out here. So it's probably unlikely anybody would come along this path. Although if they did, and I put these walls up along like this, just extended these walls out further to protect that roadway, then no one's going to go near it. But there is this part here which I might end up taking out before I start moving the main buildings up there. Because I don't want people just walking up there and walking straight up there. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of what I was trying to achieve. So the idea is just to turn that into a sheer cliff. You just won't be able to get up there at all. So that trench will just run all the way along here, and you just can't get up there. That's I suppose it's a bit of a pain because the people living down here, yeah, it's going to be a slow walk for them as well, I must admit. But right, what can I sell? Yeah, so he's not offering. Again, it's the tools. I mean, I've got a cap on weaponry. And what's that complaining of? That's interesting. There's information on there. So they're seeking clothes, they're stocking, they're producing weapons, they're producing tools. So this is all even Stevens. They do one for one. And it's the same throughout. Now I'm puzzled about that. What if we crank that up and start saying, just give me more tools then. Right, so we've only got 2 of them anyway. Now why? So you've got 10 in store. Now there should be, somewhere around here, there should be an armory. Let's just smelt that. There's an armourer when you need one. Because they produce, like, the weapons. I can find them again. Where's the blacksmith? Yeah, so they're producing weapons and tools plus heavy tools, but where's the armourer? because they produce things like the swords and the shields and what have you. Brickmakers, services, foods, goods, foundrymen. That's a lot. And they're all food. Right, so we must have maxed out on that and that. Fletchers, Coopers, Armourers, so there's 6. Right, so there's 6, there's one there, one there. Aha! Right, let's crank. And that's... I see, so maybe that's related something to that. Maybe they're trying to produce that. But there's only one of them by the looks of it. Anywho. Right. Yeah, they're pretty pricey. I could have done with pelts more than anything. So look at the statistics again. I'll have a look and see what we're doing on my iron. I mean, look at that. Over 3,000 has gone into repairs. That's a lot of gold. Yeah, we're still not keeping up with iron production. So there's one there, one there. Right, let's crank that down to... I mean, we've got so little gold anyway, to be fair. So you're on a 1 to 0. You're on 1 to 0. These back up to 5 to 1 because I've got a lot more iron ore than I've got gold. At least if I've got an excess of that, I could also potentially sell it off. Not ideal. I'd rather be selling like the end product, but something's better than nothing. Right, so I've got a foundry doing 1 for nothing, plus a smeltery doing 1 for nothing. The rest are on 5 to 1. Right, so you're lacking resources, which is probably pelts. Yeah, mudsickles. There's not really a great deal I can do about that. Actually, I haven't said that. I think I upgraded. I think there was a barn that I had and I upgraded it. Question is, have I got that maxed out yet? No, I don't. Right, so that goes. So that's a lot of mowing. I'll just say it's a lot of mowing going on. Right, what's your issue? You've got no trees. There are no trees in range. What are these? So these are little ones. Yeah, we're only supposed to do the mature trees. So what are you going to pick up then? So you've picked up 10 logs. Right, what have you got? Is there anything I can sell? Yeah, see, I want to buy pelts, not... Well, that's actually quite lucky, that. That's only getting me like 600 gold, so it's not going to last 5 minutes. Yeah, I can't buy any of those, can I? Any of these pelts, I can only sell them. Hopefully that'll turn around and we'll start doing more. Because I might end up putting in another blacksmith. Right, so that's those two. I'm going to start leveling this place off again. Because as I said, I don't want to select an easy route for people to take to get up there. I'm seriously tempted now to to move the town centre, but it's going to cost a lot of money, and it's gold that I just don't have. So unless I can find a way to, let's see, I mean, if I say move that, actually that's not too bad, it's 1,000 gold, but trading post to move that, it's going to cost me 120. It's not too bad. Yeah. Work areas are empty and may need to be removed. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do that. Until the trees grow, I'm just stuck. And we're producing plenty of that. Oh, now that's a thought. That one there. I'll remove that as a target because it seems that nobody can get access to it. That's been set as a target to harvest for like a bajillion years. So yeah, so there's no surface gold, there's only deep mine gold. So there's a gold mine up here, there's a gold mine down here. So there used to be a surface gold mine there. And I think there was another one around here somewhere. So they've just gone complete. Now, how much does it cost for deep mine these days? Yeah, it's going to be another 1,000 gold. On the pricey side, I think. So I'm wondering what. Right. Well, I'm wondering what to do if I take that road out. Then people are going to have to go that way. I don't know why they'd want to be up here. So who's coming along here then? So you're a farmer. Why are you coming along this road? Because presumably they work down here. Yeah, it's a real dilemma, that. If they live somewhere way, way away. Because, I mean, when I set this place up, for instance, the whole idea was I had a lot of houses over here, and it was intended for people like the farmers, for example, because they work here. And I've hit this cap now of about 1,500 people. I mean, I could put houses in theory. I mean, like for here, for instance, there's quite a few people work over here. And that's not particularly efficient if they don't live near here. So it's something I could do to potentially help them, I suppose. Because there's got to be quite a lot of jobs around here, I would have thought. Well, I don't know exactly how many houses we've got. I mean, there's quite a few garrisoning. So that'll be the soldiers that live there, that work there. Oh, I'm down to only 4 people there. So there's quite a few labourers. I mean, stopping the bakery, they're idle, plundering their existence. Yeah, I think I better check all of these other garrisons because I've maxed those up to about 8. I'm not going to go any higher just because of the sheer cost. I don't think I've got anybody. No, I've got 1 person in there. Monthly cost is 4. Monthly cost is 96. It's a pity that because I did actually get to a point where these lot actually had very high veterancy. They do. Any chance somebody might put that fire out? I mean, it would be good because there's a well right there. Seriously, is nobody like? There's nobody the slightest bit interested in putting this out. That is weird. Why is nobody putting the fire out? Oh, now they're turning up. Or are they? Oh, there they go. So who are these? Potters, chandlers, tanners. That is bizarre. It was taking ages before anybody thought, there's a fire there. Maybe I should put it out. Because you'd think like whoever works there, like the people in the tannery, for instance, you'd think that would be a bit of a priority for them, like want to put the fire out. Right, fingers crossed, Lethros might have something. Now he's actually got, that's a thought. Let's take that out. I'm not going to be selling that for a while. Now that's interesting, so I can sell him some. I'm pretty sure last time I saw anybody trying to offer me like furniture, it was only about 5. It wasn't even worth thinking about. Like cheese, I mean 3 for cheese just doesn't seem worth my while. But if I do sell 500, at least I'll get 1,500 for it. And I've still got over 1,300 left, so yeah, it swings and roundabouts. He doesn't have enough money, so does he have any pelts? Because these are the sort of things Lethros seems to be somebody who focuses more on the higher price items, you know, things like the armor and so on. Trouble is, a lot of the time it's like whenever these sort of items are items that people want to sell you rather than the other way around, and these are the things I've got in excess of, or at least that's what I'm pondering, because I let all of these tower guards go. Is it now going to suddenly be a case of it's going to cost me an absolute fortune to recruit a bunch of people and arm them? I just don't know. So this is interesting. I mean, we're on 190 net positive there. So we're kind of ticking by a bit, but we're up at 1482. Let's put that in the kitty. Yeah, so on that it's that this time it's updating straight away. Whereas I said before, like for a lot of my time it's taking ever. I actually wanted to get that priority for maintenance. So that is it's not telling me what it needs. Usually if you hover over the little tools there, it tells you what it actually needs. Because there's a few times what I've had is the buildings have been condemned. I was literally at a point where there wasn't enough houses for people to live in, and that was just a bit of a problem. I seriously thought most of the people would have left by then, but no, they managed to pull it around once I fiddled around with the settings for the iron. Give it like a 5:1 ratio. After that, it seemed to be a bit better. I think I'll just stick to this side for now. Oh, there it is. There's the edge there. Yeah, it's probably about there as well. So that one little, well, those 2 cells there are just slightly higher. They're at a bit of an angle than the rest of these, so I'm just thinking on average what it should then do is pull these 2 down. So I just keep working my way up along, and then it'll just keep lowering this end. Eventually, in another bajillion years, that end will be about the same height as this end. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get water then flooding in, which is a pity. There's another interesting thing I found as well, is that I can't put a road here. Kind of weird. I mean, they let me do the flattening, but I can't actually build a road. If you go anywhere near that and try to build a road, it's just, yeah, you can see it's like red. can see these like yellow patches. There's places where it just will not let me build. So it'll do it there. So I could literally bend the road around to there, for instance. I mean, that's a possible. All right, but then it goes. No, I can't. Yes, yeah, I can't because it's those cells it won't do. So it's like fudge signals. But that's interesting. So that's a kind of. I'm kind of like kicking myself now because I ripped this whole section out. This was the original route into the area. And it would have been good if, in hindsight, if I'd left it, because then I could have let them go in through here, you see. I could have just put a wall around there and then they'd have had a much quicker way in. It's just things you don't think of, and it's a real pain. You can't... the game doesn't have a particularly good terraforming system, as I keep harping on about. So you can't easily alter things. You've got to just do what you can. I mean, that road's, it's kind of weird the way it bends there, but I mean, it works. That's the point. So we've now actually finally got this weird wibbly wobbly road, a bit of a staircase, if you will. So we'll see what see what happens with that. May as well just flatten this bit out. I don't think it really matters, but I haven't said that we're getting into the winter time, aren't we? But if I take that away, then in theory we'll get to a point where, yeah, that's the only way in and out. That's a bit of a back door for some people. I'm just trying to, at the moment I'm just, now why are you going that way? Because you want to go up there. So who are you?
Work to be done?
So you're a sawyer. What are you doing all the way there? Because there's a one over there. So that's Kester. Yeah, that's him there. So he works there. Now he wants to be up there. That's interesting, that. That's slowly. Where's he gone?
Hello.
Hello. Let's go and tag him again.
Work to be done?
There he is, yeah. So he's... So... yeah, because I don't have houses where these people live. That makes no sense. Because I've got houses... I don't have houses where they work. They're coming up to... They'll probably live up here. Which makes sense, they're just picking a house that's nearby. Now the reason that's there like that is because that's where they're making the wood. So to me it made sense to put these close to the actual forester camps and what have you. It's shorter distance for somebody to pull logs from here to here. Somebody then break them up into timber, and somebody else to break them up into firewood. And that's a temporary shelter, and just in the, that was like, yeah, just on the off chance you just don't have enough time to get out of like a snowstorm, for example. I wonder if they've got an upkeep. No, they don't. They don't have an upkeep as such. But yeah, so I mean, I could move these people out, and then you just leave it to the wagoners, I suppose. So then you've just got a small, well, you've only got these people living on the far outskirts, if you will. It's tricky. Right, is that upgradable? Yeah, so I could upgrade that forester's shack, because what I've been doing is I've been adding, I think I've got about another 2 out there, so I want to put some more, build more of these, because these are actually quite useful, must admit. I mean, we've got plenty of willow. What about nuts? Nuts. We've got quite a few nuts there that we're gathering. Eggs, as far as I can tell, they'll only be able to get those. Oh, you get the eggs from the chickens now, don't you, these days? They are the pastries that are getting made. So food-wise, we're ticking along. We've got about 5 months to go through the winter. So at the moment, the big issues are not enough pelt, which then has a knock-on effect to the hide coats and the shoes. There's nothing I can do about the spices because I've got to buy them. Beer is a big problem trying to buy that, make that. There's not enough books because there's not enough paper being made. And I think I've only got one place that makes paper. Now they take it from the flax. And I think books are needed by the library. Oh, so they use paper for the guild hall. Now they're focusing on clothiers. They give clothiers about a 40% bonus. Interesting. So you could. The trouble is, as far as I think you can only have one guild hall. Yeah, this is something I'd like them to change. Is like you don't have a limit on the number of guild halls, or on the number of temples. There's a library. Yeah, that's like an endpoint though. Yeah, you've only got one temple as well, which is a pity because the relics that I've got. So that one, villagers get hungry slower. Birth rates increased by 10%. That reduces the soldier upkeep. Now that could actually be useful. Oh no, that's reduces it increases the duration of them by 20%. Is that not the one we've got there? Oh, I don't think I particularly want that one. That wouldn't make sense. That one we're using soldiers and guards. What's the difference between the guards? Must be the ones in the towers then. Food spoils slower. That could be useful versus the birth rate, because at the moment we've got somewhere birth rate's at 115%. That would drop it by 10%. So if I took that one out in favour of, say, that one, I can find out how to take it out. Yeah, for some reason I can't seem to remove that. Oh, right, you select it, right. So we could have none. Shroud of the Unknown Soldier. So that one is Shroud of the Unknown Soldier. That makes no sense. Shroud of the Unknown Soldier. Increased duration of shoes, linen cloth, linen clothes and coats. Let's do that one. So you can't make any changes to that one for 6 months. That one they do more damage versus, yeah, hunger would be good. I quite like that one. That's too useful, that one. So yeah, I think I'm extremely pleased we didn't get any raiders or any private armies showing up. We've managed to get by so far on money that we've got. That seems to be now done. So the focus is going to be trying to cut that area out there, then eventually that road will be gone. I think that's going to be the plan. It's going to take longer for people to get up and down. I take that. That's just part of it. Unless I can find a way to maybe... I could potentially cut a path through there from here to give them an access to the back door, if you will. So that way you'd have to come through here to get to there, maybe. That's a possibility I could do. Here, you've got to come all the way through here anyway, or up through here to get to that part. Might be worth breaking it off with another wall. But at some point, I've got to try and get these buildings like that, the town hall and the trading post up here. I'm not sure if that has an impact on desirability. And I don't know if that's going to then change the target point, whether armies will try and focus on here. It might be a complete waste of time. They might still attack here, in which case I'm no further forward. So yeah, so fingers crossed we can keep this going. But I guess we'll find out in another episode.